Hello, everybody. Welcome back to WWTF. We want the Facts Gamer Show. I am MikeC.
And I'm Fred White. What's happening,
Hey,
y'all?
man. Hey, what's going on with y'all guys, man? You know I'm real excited, man. The long-awaited game, the long-awaited review. It's been out for a little bit. We talking about God of War Ragnarök.
Now, you can catch this little ditty only on PlayStation, so you can't get it nowhere else. Of course, all of y'all know that. But before we start to talk about it, we are implementing a new rating system. So, Mike, won't you tell the fine folks that's watching us live now on Facebook and on YouTube the ratings that we are implementing now?
Okay, so the ratings we implement. What you said, Fred? Implementing now. We're going to be talking about 4 different categories. We're talking about graphics, story, gameplay, and replayability. So we rate this out of 5 on each category. We'll let you know how the graphics look. This is a good looking game. The story is an appealing story. Does it make some type of sense? Is it interesting? Gameplay, of course, you're talking about your controlling and your controller. The controller respond, the button set up. Do you have the ability to change some of the functions so you can make it to your liking? And replayability. Is it fun? Do you want to pick this game up, or you like, oh man, I'm tired of this game? So that's how we're implementing this rating system.
Okay, Mike. So won't you go first? Overall, what do you give God of War Ragnarök?
All right, overall, man, I give it. Well, I guess that would be 5, 5, 5, 5. So that's a 20, right?
Right.
So I give it a 5 in all categories. Okay, man.
You giving it a dub? Okay.
Yeah, I'm giving it a magnum opus. Our reward.
A Magnus opus.
Magnus opus. You know what I'm saying? I came up with it. You said it better than me.
And
dude,
just to get it out of the way, I'm giving it a Magnus opus too. Now,
that's what I'm talking about, Fred. That's what I'm talking about.
If y'all listen to what we did last week when we gave away a couple of copies of God of War, and the episode where we said if we give it that rating, we'll give it away. But we've already given this game away to everybody that participated in the raffle. Right. So except for one, but he understands why. But yeah, we already given this game away. So and even if we did, we're implementing a new system where you can get it for $30 from us. Okay. So, Mike, the first category would be
graphics.
All right. So you give yours and I'll give mine. Now, graphically, how does this game look?
Graphically, it looks beautiful, man. Even though it comes out for, I think you can play it for both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, man. I mean, like, how better can this game look, man? It's a beautiful looking game, man. The sprites, I like how they get to the fine details, man. You know, as far as when you whip your chain or whatever like that, it's hitting the water and the effects and stuff. You know, you feel like you're in this environment. You're not floating. You know what I'm saying? This environment feels alive. When you hit something, you feel like you're actually hitting something. The controller and what we get on as far as the gameplay with the controller, but just the beauty of how well this thing, it looked like you're watching a movie, man. That's how gorgeous this thing looking. With the PlayStation 5, man, I'm like, dude, it really can't get no better as far as graphically than what you're seeing right now, man. It's a beautiful looking game. They hit it on the head with this one, man. Hit the nail on the head with this one, man. It is a gorgeous looking game. I can't say nothing bad about how this graphics looks in this game, man. It's a beautiful game. Go ahead, Fred.
Okay, so if you all have the OG PlayStation, well, this game is going to run much harder for you, right? Yeah. If you have the PlayStation Pro, it's perfect to run. You're just going to have some complications on the OG PlayStation 4. Now, on the PlayStation 5, I can't give it. I can't give it a higher credit than I'm giving it now. There are different resolutions that you can play this at. So you can bump it all the way down to 1080 to 60 frames per second. Yeah. And so there's different modes that you can play this. It doesn't matter what mode that you play this game on. It is beautiful. And remember how I was saying how games like some games you can tell from the cinematic to the gameplay. Well, this one, from the cinematic to the gameplay, there you couldn't tell, because I'm like, okay, is it still? Oh, now I got control of it. Now this game is top notch, man, and I don't want to give spoilers away because that's in another topic. But man, this game is top notch, man, and this is coming from two guys. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You don't really have a TV that takes away that takes the full power of the PlayStation, right?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I just have the 40K. I can't do the 120, whatever it is, 120 hertz or anything like that. I don't have the HDMI 2.1. So that's what I'm missing from my TV, HDMI 2.1. I don't have the connection. But for those people, I know when my brother puts this up on the OLED TV, it's going to be freaking beautiful, because that's the TV made to run this stuff with a 2.1 HDMI. But man, I mean, it's a beautiful looking game, man. I don't know what else I can say about, as far as the graphically, how well this game looks and sounds as well too, man. So it's beautiful game, bro. Man.
Yeah. Now, if you have a 3D, especially if you play this game with the PlayStation 3D headset, if you have the gold headset and the PlayStation 4, or if you have the new headset for the PlayStation 5, I'm telling you, this thing will make you jump out your drawers in a minute, man. Because I'm telling you,
the pop-ups, bro. Look, well, that's more into the replayability and stuff like that, man. Yeah. But dude, just yeah. Hold on to your controller. That's all I gotta say. Hold on to your controller.
Okay. All right. So we gave that the 5. So Mike, what's the next topic?
Well, let's talk about the controller. Okay, so gameplay. Okay. Gameplay. Bruh, gameplay is great, man. The pop-ups and stuff like that, man. It's one of those games, like, it doesn't scare you, whatever. You're like, oh, crap. You know what I'm saying? And just as far as that's into the story or whatever, just the fun factor of it, you know what I'm saying? That the controller, man, the vibrations and stuff, you feel the movement. You hear sound coming from the controller if you don't have your headset plugged in or whatever, and just the vibration, man, and just the environment feels alive, man. I just can't say nothing bad about that. Grasping the controller and everything, the controller's nice and responsive. You can tweak it to your liking and everything. It's a lot of accessibility with this that opens up for this gameplay with this type of game, man. You can start off normal or whatever, or you can do hardcore or whatever. You can change the different difficulty as far as of this game, man. But either way you go, man, you're gonna have a wonderful time with this game, bro. Gameplay is just top notch, man. You can see they took their time to make this. This was not a rushed thing. They basically laid the groundwork for the first God of War 4. Granted, they might be using some of the same sprites and stuff like that from the original, man, but they just bumped it up to the next level so they can just keep on going with this type of game, bro.
Okay. For me, you're totally immersed in this game. You think you are Kratos. You really believe that you are Kratos, man.
You're ready to fight anybody.
Now, mind you, this is a continuation of the story. So if you play the original God of War that came out on P4, this is a continuation of the story. And to be
4 years later,
100% honest with y'all, I did not complete the other God of War. I just had fun doing the free roaming on that. So I really didn't complete it, but I went back and looked at some of the stuff that I did before on God of War, and I looked at some other videos, and then that's when I knew that it was a continuation of the other God of War. But man, this immerses you inside this. I hope I'm saying that right. But this puts you inside the game, man, and the gameplay is so fluent. The controllers, this is not a button mashing game, man. You're gonna have to do some stuff. You're gonna have to do some sequencing on these buttons, man, to do special moves. Especially when you're throwing the axe and stuff like that. You have to be accurate, man, with this thing. And I don't know if you can play this game with a keyboard and mouse, but if you could, oh man, you'll be above the rim with this one, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. This game, is not disappointing at all. Not
it's not worth the wait. Worth the wait. I'm glad they took the time and didn't rush this thing because how they first started. You remember because we saw the little event saying the game is coming out this. I'm glad they took the time and brought it out when they did. You know what I'm saying? Granted, you still had a big update to do once you first because we already discussed this earlier. These games. These physical medias or whatever are just placeholders now. You got to really download the game and stuff like that. But I'm glad they was able to do all the fixes and all the bug fixes and stuff so you can really play and enjoy the game and basically releasing it at this level. So gameplay, fantastic, bro.
And while we still on that topic, to Chimmy and to my man Osborne, I'm getting a brain fart right now. Like I said, I was unable to get the P5 version of God of War, so I'll be sending y'all 2 copies of the. I'll be sending y'all a copy of the P4 version, so you can upgrade if you want to. But I know both of y'all have PlayStation 5s, and it'll look beautiful on there. But if you want to upgrade it, then knock yourself out. But I wasn't able to obtain those 2 copies of the P5 version, but I gave y'all the 2 P4 versions, and y'all will get it sometime next week. All right. So go ahead, Mike. What's the next? What's the
next
category?
Is story, bro. Next is story. So story, fantastic, man. Picking up like 4 years after the original God of War, and just as far as the introduction to the characters, man. Thor, you get to hear him for the first time, and Odin as well too, man. I mean, like just them visiting. This is the first couple minutes of the game, so it's not going to spoil anything. Just the introduction of the characters, of them introducing themselves at the beginning, as far as the sleigh ride at the beginning of the game, where you thought you were just all cinematics, then it hops in the gameplay, and just the just the sheer, just how they communicate with you, as far as with the what's going on with the game and the different branches and ways you can go, and. Man, I don't want to give too much of the story away because I know people are still playing through it or whatever, but it really is an eye-opener and just the ability to play differently in this game, bro. Just the ability to play differently, and I like how, you have that little bit of the old and a whole bunch of the new as far as with this game, man. So, awesome, bro. They did a great job, man.
The storyline is real. It's somewhat sometimes of a tearjerker. Now, if you are an emotional person and you love animals and stuff like that, well,
don't get too attached. Don't
get too attached to too many animals.
They pull on the heartstrings a lot.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
They pull a lot of the heartstrings. That's what's so great, and just this whole reboot of this God of War, man. You really felt it in the first. You're like, God dang, what should be getting emotional over a video game, and just so compelling and so interesting, man. It was just a different side because remember, Kratos back in the day was like, kill, kill, kill. I'm mad, die, and chop head off and limbs and all this stuff, just body parts flying, man. But this right here, you can see Kratos changing and just how he's communicating. He has a son, and he's trying to lead him in the right direction and show him how to be a good man and don't make the same mistakes that he did, man. It's a lot of stuff. People that have a kid or whatever can relate to a lot of things as far as fatherhood and stuff with this game, man. So great job with that, Santa Monica.
And I tell you this, if you're dating somebody that like to watch plays and Tyler Perry movies, just tell them, like, look, Slim, come back in about like 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. Because then you have them sobbing on the side, man. There's a real, I'm telling you, man, there's a part in this game at the beginning where, I'm an animal lover, right? And then that, the part that I'm talking about with the team,
I know exactly. Yeah.
It kind of, all I could hear in the background was like that song when they play that rescue for animals and stuff. That in the heart of an angel, let it some in the heart, and that's all I could think of, man. And a little tear,
little tear came down.
It was a little leakage, man, and I was like, "Yo, bro, Yeah, this is yeah.
Oh man.
So if the person that you're dating, if they like them Tyler Perry movies, tell them to sit 30 minutes out on this one.
And also too, I can tell you with this story or whatever, right? There's some genuine moments that you actually smile and playing a part or whatever, man. And just, dude, it's just, I don't want to spoil too much. We're gonna have to come back and do a spoiler jump as far as on this stuff, so we really can talk about these parts. But man, it's a time with Atreus in the game, man, that you're like, wow, man, and just some sad times, of course, and some fun times as well too. That you just genuinely smiling, having a good time, man. It's just great.
You know what? Speaking of that, so everybody that we gave a copy to, let's link back up in about like 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, and we can all discuss this. So I'm talking about Elbow Media Studios, Mark, Chris, and Chimmy. Let's all get together and do an episode where we all talk about it. You know what I'm saying? To see if we agree on the same points. All right. So
that'd be good, bro. That'd be good.
Next category
is the last category is replayability, bro.
Yes.
Replayability. This is I think the basic run-through game is like 20 hours, but you can spend up to 60 hours or whatever doing the side quest. It's real easy to go off the beaten path, man, because like, oh, man, what's that over there? You know what I'm saying? It's so much stuff you can do. You don't have to just rush through this game, man. You can go through, enjoy it, look at the scenery, look at the different stuff. So much stuff to collect, so much lore and everything in the story, man. You want to dive deep into far as this. I love Mimir, which is the head and everything that we talking, and they tell you these compelling stories while you're up there in the boat. You know what I'm saying? Just traveling around and stuff like that. And then as well as later on, you'll get some stories with some other people and everything, man. They tell you these stories about, you know, where they've been through and all that stuff like that. Man, you're not bored in this game, man. You are not bored in this game, man. This is a fun game, man. Replayability, top notch, man. They took their time with this. I'm thankful that they took their time with this, man. It's not rushed. They thought about things when they did this. They had discussions, man. This is a fun game. You'll be replaying this a lot of time, trying to get to that platinum trophy or all the collectibles, or just hear more of the lore, collect the treasures. There's just so much stuff you can do, man. This is money well spent. I'm not gonna talk about those people that had they got some of the special collector's edition, because a lot of there's some issues with that. I'm talking about this is the standard edition that me and Fred both got, having a great time with it. And for those that because some of the people that in the collector's edition didn't receive their disc, or the code, so they could get their digital download.
Oh wow, that's tragic.
Yeah, so a lot of people, and they had to wait 5 to 7 days or whatever as far as to get that stuff. But that's we're talking about. So I just want you guys just to be aware of some of the struggles that people had as far as with these collector's editions, that they pay their hard-earned money to get these things. They want the whole complete stuff. They should have included a physical disc. Then guess what? If they included a physical disc, it's something that they shouldn't, that wouldn't be missed. You know what I'm saying? That's all they had to do, a physical disc instead of that digital stuff. But we're talking about God of War here, man. All right. Replayability is off the chain, bro.
So the replayability, in my opinion, I think that if you start off with the less difficult setting, you would want to test your might and put it on the absolute hardest, because if you don't want this game to be too easy to go through, because you can put it on the lowest difficulty setting and you can kind of breeze through the game. But if you put it on the max, on the hardest setting, man, I'm telling you, these enemies that you have to fight are no joke, man. And even on the middle setting,
just starting off section, the normal, which I'm playing,
it's very difficult. It's very difficult.
It is, bro. So it's like you said, bro. It is not no button masher, bro.
No, it's not.
You got to use block. You got to use parry. You got to use different things, and just also too touching on like the armor or anything that you got to do to get certain buffs or whatever, right? Just giving you guys a head up. Poison is the best thing to have. Far as for the armor, just you're welcome in advance. Far as for that, but different ways how you can get to different armor. So they offer different type of buffs with the runes and stuff like that, and the skill tree, man. We didn't talk
Yeah.
about that too much. The skill tree, as far as how you open up different move sets and stuff like that with each character, and there's different ways how to do that. The puzzles, dude, you're thinking in this game, bro. It's not no just all right, hit this button, bam. You got to think, okay, how can I get over this or that? I got to reflect it off of that. You know, using your axe to ricochet off of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or ricochet around enemies and stuff like that. Great, dude. It's a fun game, man. It's a fun game.
Yeah, I can't get enough. And y'all know I'm a guy that will review a game and then put it on the shelf. And I'll go back to playing Moon Patrol or 10-Yard Fight. That's just how I am. Right. But this type of game is the type of game that you would want to continue playing. Now, although I did not beat the last God of War, what I might do is just go back and complete that and then pick back up where I left off. So that'll
probably be good. So you feel the whole
story. Yeah. And
now, I definitely recommend people if they get into they need to play the first one. They need to play the first one and complete it so they can know where everything's coming from and just how the story progresses, because it is a great story, bro. Great story, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get enough of this, man. And just please, y'all, when you get this game, you're not going to be able to play it day one. You're gonna have to download this as soon as you get